Hi everyone, welcome back to our everyday daily live where we discuss about our questions. So, how are you guys doing? Let's see how many people are actually there today. So, hi guys, how are you doing? First of all, sorry for being a little late. Hi Pratik, good to see you. Who else is there? Regular guys, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Hi Sanjeev. Hi Ashish. Good to see people are there. Hi Akash. Okay, so I think since all of you are here, or whoever are here, it's okay. So, hi Tanisha, hi Pratik again. So, let's get started without any further delay. Let's get started. Just give me a sec. Let me take my pen pencil out. Hi Adarsh, good to see you. Yep. So let's get started. How many of you were able to solve all three questions today? So the questions of the day were jump game, one, which should have been before jump game two, although Subarray sum divides k and invalid transactions. So how many of you were able to solve all the questions? Hi Swatantra. Nice, Ashish. Good job. Who else? Pratik, were you able to solve all three? Akash, Ashish, Swatantra, Adarsh, since we are limited today. So how many of you were able to solve it today? Nice, good job, Sanjeev. Hi Sandeep. Were you not able to solve it because you did not have time, Pratik, or were you not able to solve it because you could not solve it? Okay, so Swatantra, does last one basically means invalid transaction? Which one were you not able to solve if you were not able to solve it? Sandeep only solved were invalid transactions. Okay, okay, we'll cover that in that case. No worries. So one change is because I did not have enough time for this today, I was not able to prepare the PPT, but we'll go through the general route that we were taking so far. So I'll be using the whiteboard again today. So the Clecky board that we were using so far, we'll use that again. So okay, without any further delay, let's get started. And I'm sure you'll be able to relate almost all the questions, at least first two questions, with the previous questions. So it shouldn't be very hard for you to understand. Is there any new joiner here, like who is watching this video for the first time or second time, who joined the live session for the first or second time? Anyone, guys? I see a couple of new names though, but they're not totally new. Sandeep is brand new. Okay, okay, Sandeep. Goku. Goku is also for the first time here. Okay, Sashank Agarwal is also for the first time. Good to see new folks as well. Okay, Surapali, Argaha joining live. Vishnu KV. Vishnu, but you are an expert, right? Okay, that's good. Like there are a lot of new people. So what I'll do is I'll try to go into details, depth of the questions again, if possible. So yeah, let's get started in that case. Hi Rishi. So let's get started. The first question that we have is jump game. So the jump game question states, let me share my screen. I hope you guys can see the screen. The question says you are given a number of an array of integer nums, and you are initially positioned at first position, and you have to reach the last position. You have instead of telling how many steps will it take, you have to tell will you be able to reach the last position or not. As simple as that. There is no need of optimization. Will you be able to reach the last position or not? That's all you need to tell. So again, how many of you were able to solve it? If you were able to solve it, write the time complexity and space complexity as well down below. That's good, Shashank. So this entire series is to help, especially the third year and second year students prepare for their internships and placements, upcoming placement season, and for the people who wants to get better, who wants to get better in DSA, who wants to be consistent. So this series is for them only. So don't like you should be able to basically do that while following this series. So should not be an issue to you. Okay. Now, again, I'll ask again, how many of you were able to solve this question? And what was the time complexity? Guys, who is there for, like, who is joining the call every single day, who is solving question every single day? At least I want you to, I want to hear from you all. Apurva, if you're there, Ashish, Rishi, uh, who else? Like Prateek, Akash, Sandeep, Sanjeev. What was the time complexity and space? Okay, TCON space O1, ON, O1, ON, O1, Adarsh, ON. Nice. Great. So that's good. So let's get started with the brute force. What will be the brute force of this? First of all, let's copy paste this here if it is possible. Basically, the question given is you have been given an array of integer where integer represent the number amount of jump that you can take. So what you need to do is you need to tell if you are standing here and if you need to reach here, can you reach here or not? Okay. First of all, let's see what is the brute force. From here, I will try to go to all the position. I will go to this. I will also go to this. Then secondly, what you can do is like from here, you will go to this, and this. Whenever there is a true, you just return true. This is one of the approach. What is the time complexity of this? Basically, you're trying to explore all the possibilities. So what is the time complexity of this? And at least older people should be able to answer this. Shreya, you should be able to answer. Prateek, Adarsh, and whoever is joining for the first time as well, you should be able to answer the time complexity part. So what we are doing here is we are trying to explore all the possibility. From here, I will go here. From here, I will go here. From here, here. Similarly, I'll try to basically try to explore all the possibilities. So what will be the time complexity? This is the extreme brute force. So the time complexity of the solution is n to power n. This is an exponential solution basically. Now, let's try to do a better approach. Again, 2, 3, 1, 1, 4. So the next approach that we have here is great. Everybody gave the right answer. Ashish, Prateek, Sandeep, Tanisha, Sanjeev, Goku. N into n. I hope Goku this means n power n. Akash, this is not n star n. This is n to power n. Okay. So the second approach that we can do is we can basically we can apply greedy here. Greedy basically means I will only jump to the position from which I can go the highest possible position. So what will I do from here? I will go to the position from which I can go highest possible position. How do I calculate highest position? I plus A of I. I will maximize this. I will try to maximize this. This is my highest achievable position. So what will I do here? Like, how did I come to this? Let's talk about that first, so that it's easier for you to understand. It's easier said than done, basically. So how do I calculate? How did I come to this? Let's see the observation first. So from here, I will try to, if I have to reach the last, I'll try to jump onto the position from which the chances are maximum, right? And what will be the maximum chance? The next jump that I will take should be maximum possible jump, or should be at the maximum possible distance. And what will be the distance from that? I plus AI, right? This is how we came to this number, I plus AI. And now what we are trying to do is we are trying to maximize this, because this is, if I maximize this, the chances of me reaching the end is highest. So that is why I'm trying to maximize this. So what I do here is, like, from 2 I jump to 3, 1, 3 and 1. For 3, I plus AI is 4. For this, it's 2. Which one is greater? This. So I will jump here. Again, from 3 I will try to explore all. For this, again, it is 3. This is 4, and this is last itself. So since this is last, I am at answer. Right? So this is all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to basically go to the position from which I can jump the maximum. Let's say if there were more element in this array, then this would have become 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Then from 3, I would have jumped to this 4. Similarly, from this 4, I will have explored next 4 positions, and whichever has the highest I plus AI, I would have jumped to that value. That's all I need to do. Do you think this is correct? Yes or no? And if it is correct, what will be the time complexity of this solution? Hi, Smile. Good to see you again. So this is what we can do. And in worst case, this can go up to n square, but this is not truly n square ever. And one more optimization that I can do is, if there are two values which are same, if there are two values, let's say 3, and if it was 2, then I plus AI for these two will be same. So if this is same, I will try to maximize I. The farther I jump, the better it is. Because if, let's take this example only. Let me just refresh so that it's clear. So 2, 3, 2, let's say 1, 4. This is my array. In this case, I plus AI here and here is same, which is 4. So if I jump to this, I am still achieving the same result. But if I jump here, I can avoid this iteration from 3, right? So it's always better to jump the farthest possible way. In this way, I am optimizing my time solution. Is that clear? In this way, I think we can achieve ON if we do it correctly. Okay, here instead of this becomes the worst case, actually becomes best case in this case. The worst case of previous solution in this case. Yep. In this case, the time complexity is much better. So this is the second solution that we have. The third solution is what Akash and Anup in our Discord community shared back when we were doing Jump Game 2 as well. So the third solution that we have is okay. Let me go through that as well. Yes, this is Jump Game 2, same approach as Jump Game 2. This is even easier version of Jump Game 2. So there are two variables that we will keep. One is current, and two, farthest. What it means is the farthest from where I can jump right now. Farmost or farthest, whatever we want to call it. Okay. So basically, this represent the current place I am at, and this represent the farthest I can jump. Farthest. Okay. Now, current represent I, and this represent farthest. So farthest I can jump from current point, and whenever I reach the farthest, I increase my I, because that's when I have to take an extra jump. So initially the jump is 0. Currently I am here. I is 0. Current is 0. Farthest is also 0. Then it becomes 2. Right? Current is 0. Sorry. Yeah. So from here I jump to, I iterate from current till I reach last. So here I have to make a jump, because what was the exact okay. So it is here we don't have to keep a number of jumps, so all we need to do is just return true. Okay, yeah. So what I do is, whenever I go for further, I just increase my current and reduce my farthest. From here I go to 3, current becomes 1, farthest becomes 1. At this point I recheck, can I go farther than current number? Yes, this is the farthest from here is 4, and my current far is 1, so I update it to 4. What it means is I can go till 4 now. From this index from 2, I could have gone only till 2, but since I have already reached 3, index this index 1, the value 3, I can now go till 4. So I will keep reducing this farthest. It means I can take 4 more jumps right now, or 3 more jumps right now. So I will go to 2, I will decrease it to 3. At this point, I check what is my farthest possible value. 1 plus 2 is 3. Is it greater? No, it is not greater. I don't update it. I come here. Can I update? This becomes 2. Can I update it? Yes. So it basically means, okay, so one more thing. When do I update? I check I plus farthest, because that is the farthest most possible place. My current farthest represent how many jumps can I take, right? This is not truly farthest point as in index, but how many jumps are still left in, which I can take right now. Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? So how many jump can I take? 2. So my current I is 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 plus this will become 1, 4. It's still 4. Do I update? I don't need to update. So I go to 4. It's last. I can reach it. I return true. So this is the third approach that we have, and this is like short of n approach, of n without any extra space. So Sandeep is asking, and this is a very relevant question. So given that we don't have any reverse jump, and does it mean we can always reach the end unless and until we have zero jump left? And the answer is yes. So unless and until you are stuck at a zero, let's say this was zero, and this was two. Unless and until you are stuck at zero, there is no way stopping you from reaching that point. But even in that case, you have to basically make this like run an algorithm. You cannot tell if you will be stuck at zero or not. So that is why you need a proper algorithm to understand if you will reach end or not. Is that clear? Especially Sandeep, is it clear to you and everyone else? Any doubt, guys? Again, I've told this already, but what will be the time complexity of the solution? I want to see how many of you were listening. Correct, smile. That's good, Shreya. Sanjeev, good. Great. Everyone is at least listening. Okay, moving on to the second question. My algorithm is same as what I did last time. So I'll just skip the code, and we already have a better solution in the Discord channel. Okay. The second question that we had for the day is subarray sum divisible by k. How many of you were able to solve it? And if you were, in fact, everyone who is at least attending this session from some time, tell me which question does it resemble? Which question is it similar to? This is not the first time we are going to discuss similar approach. So I want you to tell me which question does it resemble to. That is also correct. Percentage 60 problem subset. So it is a combination of the question that we did yesterday. Some equal, sorry, pair of song with duration divisible by 60 and subarray sum equal to, what was the question? Subarray sum question that we did. Basically, it is derived from two sum. If we have to make a tree, root पे होगा basically tree two sum wala question, because that is also derived from two sum. So ultimately these all questions are derived from two sum. So if you see, even a simple question like two sum can be derived into so many different forms. So that's good. Hi Naveen, I think I'm hearing or reading your message for the first time. Are you joining for the first time the call? But anyways, like, good job Naveen, Ashish, Pratik, Smile, Rishi, Sandeep, Adarsh. So good job. So I'll quickly go through this. So the brute force that we have is like find all subarray and see if the sum is divisible by k. So that is the brute force. What is the time complexity of the brute force solution? What is the time complexity of the brute force solution? Correct. That's correct, Sanjeev. Good, Pratik, Naveen. So the brute force solution, the time complexity of brute force solution is n square, n to power 2. right? So the brute force solution has n square time complexity. And okay, so now how do we optimize this? I am not going to discuss this or tell this question myself. People will write. You guys should write it in comment, like how will you optimize this. And at last, I'll just show you the code. Two pointer. How will exactly, like? I don't think you do it via two pointer. This is a sub array sum. Correct. I want you to give a detailed, like at least bit of a approach, like not just keyword like map. Prefix array using prefix sum using map. That is correct. A bit more. Naveen, bit more. Using map. That's correct. We will be using map and we will be doing a prefix sum. But how will you use it? So for basically what I will do is I'll try to explain it for the new people. But older folks, you should be able to explain this better as well. So what we need to figure out is if there exists a sub array with some k. So what is a sub array? First of all, सबसे पहले ये देखते हैं sub array क्या होता है. It's a continuous block of memory. That is one thing. It is a continuous block of memory. So can I say sum of I comma j, sum of sub a ij inclusive? Can I say what the hell? It is equal to sum of aj 0 to j minus sum of I. Can I say that? That's Pratik, that is correct. Sandeep will increase the size of the window till reaches the sum. Increase two pointer. Okay, you will increase. But there is no. Sandeep, think again. There is a loophole in this problem. It is to some extent okay, but given the fact that you have to find divisible by k, it will be a problem. So yeah, that is correct, Naveen. Naveen is correct. Akash is also correct, and Devashi is yes, Devashi is also correct. So I was saying for an array, sub array, sum of ai can be represented as sum of j minus sum of I. Now what I need to do is I need to make it k. Let's assume there is no divisible factor here. So a minus b is k. So a will become b minus k. Simple, like, or b, you can say b will become a minus k, which is same, right? So sum of j becomes sum I minus the target k. Right now, since we have to make it divisible by k, we can take a remainder as well here. That's all we need to do. So percentage k equals percentage k, or sorry, you can say this percentage k equals 0. So now this percentage k is equals to this, correct? When you distribute this can be 0 or k. That's how we came here. So now all we need to do is just as same as two pointer. All we need to do here, sorry, two sum or two difference, all we need to do is just make a take a remainder and see if remainder exists in the map. All we do is this. So we store prefix sum in array or in map, and on the go we check if diff is present in map. If it is present, we just increase the count, the time it has been present. Let's go through the code once. So basically, if you see, what we do is we calculate the sum. The remainder is basically sum divided by k. If it is negative, we just make it positive. That it is possible to have negative sum. So negative of minus 3 mod 5 is also minus 3. So we just make it positive so that it's easier for us to maintain. Now we check if the result, this remainder is already present, we add it. That's good basically, and we just try to figure out the number of times it is present. That's it. Okay, is it clear, guys? This is something that we have basically done so many times. This is, I think, fourth or fifth question at least. So how many of you were actually able to solve it? Or no, okay, I should ask, how many of you were not able to solve it? Be honest and let me know how many of you were not able to solve it. Because if you were not able to solve it, I just want to talk to you and understand the problem, so that it's not the same after 75 days. Because unless and until you are growing, this doesn't make sense. This entire series does not make sense. So I'm putting so much effort just so that you guys can grow. So if there is anyone, don't feel shy, don't care about anyone else judging you. I am not going to judge you, so don't worry about being judged and all. We can talk about it. You can ping me individually if you're shy in broadcasting this. So you can also do that in individual chat, and we can discuss. I get these messages. Don't worry. I get these messages, and it happens with everyone. It happened with me as well. It's very hard to uh, you know be able to solve all the questions. So it's okay if you're not able to solve it. Just reach out to me, and we'll see how can we do it. How can we improve that? Okay, guys. Coming back to this question now, what is the time complexity of this solution? Sandeep, that's correct. Pratik, what is the problem? Devashish, correct. Prashant, correct. Correct. That's correct. Okay, awesome. Since you guys are getting better at time complexity, at least this is what we can do. Pratik, let's bring this. This is really, really important question. Let's bring this. Please bring this again in the after Q&A. I really want to discuss this because this is not just you. It happens with a lot of people, and it's very important that we discuss this after this. All the three questions are done, which will be done pretty soon. It happened with me as well. I can totally relate to this. So that is why I'm saying it is really important. So please bring this if I don't, or if I forget to bring it. Now the last question of the day: invalid transactions. Okay, how many of you were not able to do it? Do tell, like, only say yes or no if you actually devoted some time to this, because this is a really, really easy question. And especially the guys who are able to do all the questions so far and not able to do this question, I just want to know who you are, so that we can try to understand the problem here. So guys, yes, no, come on. How many of you were not able to do it? Naveen is saying he started with day 9 directly. Okay. So Naveen, you have to cover day till day 8. That just saying. Surbi Chaudhary is not able to do it. Not done. Does it mean you did not try it, did not give it enough time, or could not solve it? Pratik and Akash, you also. Does it mean that you did not try it or that you could not solve it? That's good, Naveen. That's good. Okay, I forgot one thing. Okay, Surbi saying could not give enough time, didn't try. Rishi also was not able to implement. Okay, so this is this the coding problem? Shreya, I will prefer if you'd solve it yourself. If you have looked at the solution, it's kind of not a good thing, but yeah. Shreya, it's okay once in a while, but not all the time. Okay, so I think the major reason for almost all of you guys is that you did not give enough time for this. Guys, you should at least devote some time. Like 3 questions in a day is not much. Uh, so yeah, so try to devote more time. And I agree with what Naveen says. Solving by yourself is important. It does not matter how many questions you solve by looking at the solutions, but that also does not mean that you never look at the answer. It's okay to look at the answer once in a while, but always try to do it yourself first. And it's okay to look at once in a while, but not all the time. So yeah, okay. Let's jump to the question. The question says you have been given transactions in the form of string. What you need to do is you need to tell if a transaction is invalid. What does invalid transaction mean? A transaction in which the amount is greater than $1,000, or secondly, the second position or condition is there, or if it occurred within 60 minutes and the within 60 minutes with the same name, the same person did the transaction within 60 minutes but in the different cities. So first will be okay. So yeah, I think in that case both the transaction will become invalid. So this is the question. These are the two conditions. Now what is the format given? The format given is you are given an array of string transaction is basically comma separated values represented by name, time, amount, and city. So that's it. So first of all, what you need to do is I'll jump into it right away in that case. First of all, you need to basically detect or get these parameters out of the string: name, time, amount, city. नेम टाइम अमाउंट सिटी कॉमा सेपरेटेड है स्प्लिट करो जावा में बेसिकली स्प्लिट होता है सी प्लस प्लस में भी आई थिंक स्प्लिट होता है आई एम नॉट 100% श्योर आई एम नॉट वेरी प्रोफिशिएंट इन सी प्लस प्लस बट यस सो स्प्लिट किया I have Alice, I have 20, I have 800, and I have MTV. So I do that. Now, first check. If the amount is greater than 1000, I directly add it to the invalid list. And secondly, I need to do this. Same name in different city. Now, how do I do it? Like, what should be the data structure that I use this? Or where should I store this? What should be the data structure to store this? And okay, first question ये करते हैं, फिर उसके बाद maybe we'll come to the second question. Sandeep, that is correct. And now, few of you are saying hash related stuff, hash table, hash map. What will be the key and what will be the value? What will be the key and what will be the value of this? And what is the custom structure, Sanjeev? Value is transaction. Okay, so Sandeep, you're storing directly the entire string. You can do that, but since you have already processed it, why not store it in a different format? Why store the entire string? Since you have already basically gone over the entire string, although it's a constant, and obviously the transaction length is never going to be super big. One transaction I will always be constant. It's not going to be a super big string. So it's okay. But still, like you have already solved it and you don't need string. You need the data points, right? Now let's go deeper into it. How will you optimize the second query? Let's say you got for a name, you got it. What will be the second data structure? The value is basically list of things, right? Now let's try to optimize the second part. One way is just store it in the list, go through the entire list of transactions and see if it is valid or invalid, right? This is one way. How can you optimize this operation? This operation will become O of n in worst case. Let's try to optimize the second operation now. So guys, I have also not seen this question. I also am thinking along the way you guys. I literally read this like 2 minutes before we started this conversation or this live session. So yeah, I have one thing in my mind, and that is basically login. I cannot think of anything better than a login solution right now. Or not truly login, but much better than ofn in average case. Worst case can still be ofn. So the second thing that I'm thinking is instead of keeping a list of elements, which is custom elements, which is name, price, maybe name is not required, time, price, and city. What we need is second operation is the time is there. Anything less than 60 is what we need, right? So A of I, current I, minus plus 60 plus minus 60 is what we need, right? We have a time range. So we need to query in a range. So what is that? What is the best data structure for query in the range? Although this is going beyond what it should be, and given the constraint, you can easily do of n operation here. This is just 1,000, so it will fly. Like you will be able to do it. Let's see related topics. Yeah, it has sorting in it. So the second, actually, what you can do is you can keep it time sorted. You can keep your set. You can keep it in a set, and you can keep that sorted set in a time, like sorted on the basis of time, and then you can query the set and check in that portion only, like lower bound, upper bound, and you can check within that portion. Do you think this makes sense to you? But since this is very early stage in this the entire series, and also the time constraints are very less, so this is mostly a hash map solution with a list with an array. But a better solution is basically keep a sorted set. Sorted set is generally implemented by self-balancing BST, but forget about that for now. Sorted set, and you can do a binary search. That's it. Is that clear? Like, does it make sense, the last statement that I said? Okay, so worst case time complexity of the solution, and we are not talking about any binary search or anything. We'll just store map. Map will have key to list of items, and in that list we can check the second one if there are n transactions. So what I'm saying is we'll just maintain a hash map. Hash map, the key will be name because we first need to check on the name, and the value will be list of items, custom class object, which is name, time, price, and city. And we will check, iterate on this list, and we'll check if it is valid or not. As simple as that. And it's just, in that case, it's just if else. Now, is there a doubt in that? Any doubt in that, guys? Quick yes and no. How will you maintain different city? Prashant, you can check that in if else. While you are iterating on list of all the transaction of that person, of that name, you can check that in basically you can check that. You're saying n square. How is it n square? Sanjeev, how is it? Sandeep is also saying n square. How is it n square? Okay, okay, understood. For all you will be checking. Correct. Makes sense. If there are n transactions, you will be doing n. I was thinking of it as a online system. Per transaction that will take n, so which is n square. That is correct. Sanjeev, that's correct. Sandeep, that is also correct. So that's about it. Any doubt in that question before we wrap up? And then I'll probably come to the important question that Pratik asked. Any doubt, guys? Come on, yes, no, quick, yes, no. Also, any feedback on this entire series, the live sessions that we do, anything? Any feedback? So do share your feedback. Don't feel shy about feedback. Okay, now this important question that Pratik asked. sometimes I'm not able to write code although I know the approach. So Pratik, and then I think Adarsh or Akash also said yes, coding problem. Then I think it is relatable to a lot of people, and it is in fact relatable to me as well. uh, okay, so now how do you, first of all, it's okay to do feel that initially, but as and when you grow, this problem should be, you should not face this problem. Okay, it is actually very important to be able to code literally anything. So there are a couple of reasons that I think exist because of which this problem exists. One is you don't code proper enough. What it means is the basics of the programming language, including data structures and all, are not clear to you. So one thing is, for example, Java. Let's take Java. If you know all the collections, if you know bit all about collections, internals of collections, how they work and all, you're good to literally do any coding programming, like any kind of DSA questions. You will be able to code that, unless and until you're talking about hardcore graph related stuff, which sometimes is difficult. But unless and until that is not there, you will be able to code almost any type of questions using if just by knowing basics of programming language, which is common across all the language, and then on top of that STL or basically collection in Java. Now what happens when you're not, so a lot of times this happens at the beginning of the phase, beginning phase basically. And if it happens in the beginning phase, it's okay. It happens with almost everyone that it's hard to find or it's hard to be able to code all the questions. The solution for that is start coding, like start doing code more and more. If you're facing this problem, code same question in 2 or 3 ways. In that way you will be able to indulge into a habit of coding. That is first solution. Second, if that still doesn't work, like first try to understand which part of the things are not which part of the things you are not able to code. So the reasons can be, one, recursion is one of the most common thing that I feel people are not able to code. So that is like you'll have to work specifically on recursion. So the second approach is, first of all, try to code as much as possible. Try to basically code same question in multiple ways so that you are able to build that coding habit. Secondly, try to identify the weak points of your of you, not your, if of you, right? So recursion, most of the time it's recursion, backtracking, or related stuff, because almost everyone understand for loop, almost everyone understand while loop, it's very easy. It happens mostly with recursion. So recursion will come with practice. First of all, just try to understand the basics of the recursion, which is how recursion works, stacks and all, like recursion stack and call stack and all. बेसिक एक बार कर लो, बहुत सिंपल सिंपल चीजों से, ट्रीज से कर लो, लाइक गो थ्रू ट्रीज प्रॉब्लम्स, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड रिकर्जन यूजिंग ट्रीज, एंड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड रिकर्जन यूजिंग लिंक लिस्ट. अगर आप ये दोनों से कर लोगे, if you are able to do questions of recursion in these, like easy questions, in order traversal, pre-order traversal, post-order traversal, not by mugging up, by actually understanding the call stack. Okay, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Try to write that down for a small tree, for a small linked list, for a reversal linked list using recursion. Okay, reverse k batch may linked list using recursion. So try these questions in order traversal and all. So what happens is, you once you practice these questions, you will have much better understanding of recursion, and it will start making a little more sense comparative to what you are currently. So this is the second approach. Try to understand the weakness and start working on that weakness, because that weakness is not going to go away unless and until you work on that. You make sure that you are better at it. So that is the second solution. Then the third thing that I can think of not being able to code is, you generally tend to avoid code, or you get phobia of coding. And trust me, it is a thing, it happens. So what I used to do personally, like 5 years back, 4 years back, I used to look at the question. I used to i used to understand, okay, ye aise ho jayega, these are the steps, but never used to code it. But when it comes to interview, I was always, I got nervous, or I would fuck up my interview part or interview just because of coding. So the second thing is, again, don't do this. Your question is done only when you actually submit that. So I have said that at least 20, 30, maybe 50 or 100 times within 7, 10 days, or like whatever the time I started TechMaestro and this channel. So your question is only done when you're done with coding, and like all the edge cases are handled. So this is the third. And fourth is, like, a lot of time what happens is we generally miss edge cases. We just code and try to click on the submit button as soon as possible, or run button as soon as possible. Don't do that. Try to dry run it yourself. Try to understand how and what your code is doing by just looking at it, and then try to use run code or submit button. That will give you a bit of understanding, and that will help you in a real interview. So these are few tips that you can implement, and you can see if it works out for you. If it does not, we can definitely connect, and we can see how can we, you, for your specific case, how can we like make sure that you are able to do good, you have good coding skills as well, not just problem solving skills. Did this answer your question, Prateek, and did it help whoever else is also facing the same problem? Sandeep is saying, sir, as I started today, so do I have to complete all question till day 8? If yes, then does order mapper simply? So order does not matter. I will give, like, these are last 1 or 2 more days. Then when we'll give leeway. Maybe like today is the last day, because it's literally ninth day. Tomorrow is the 10th day. So you will be eligible for first milestone reward as well. But if you are not worried about reward, don't worry about it. You can start today, you can start any day. That's not a problem. So if you are working for reward, then you will be eligible till today. Tomorrow onwards, the first milestone is gone for everyone. So that is one thing. If you have to get milestones reward, you have to cover all 8 days. Order does not matter. Just started from today. Any suggestions on how to complete the previous one? First of all, hi, Arvind. And how do you complete it? By simple answer is by solving them. How do you solve it? You have to work extra hard as compared to rest of the people who have started this earlier. So you have to cover 8 days, and you have maybe like 5 more, 6 more days. So you'll have to cover, like, do 2, 3 days, especially like it is easier right now because you can actually complete previous days, and the previous days are easier, relatable, and also like lesser number of questions. So yeah. Sanjeev is saying, just gave phone pay online test this evening. Out of 4 questions, 2 were literally from day 4 and 5. Oh, it's paying off, and I'm more than happy, literally more than happy to hear this. And it's good. Like, I am happy for you as well. Like, I hope you were able to solve that, Sanjeev. So thank you. Sandeep, you can cover them by day 15. That's okay, because I can understand it's not possible to solve all day 8 question, like, which will be around 21, 22 questions. I don't think that is possible. So it's okay. You can complete it till day 15. Any other question, guys? Anything else that you want to discuss with me? Good job, Sandeep. Sanjeev, sorry. Do keep me posted, like, how did your overall interview and overall thing go in at PhonePe? PhonePe is a really, really good company. I know a lot of people at PhonePe. It's a really good company. Fun fact, it snowed here yesterday, and this was literally the first time I looked at like live snow. It felt amazing. It felt cold as well, but yeah, it felt amazing as well. First experience is always a good experience. I was excited about it. Pratik, again, it's paying off. This series of questions that I've taken, I'm not going to say like I have done some job or anything. Obviously, these are really, really common questions. So it's not me or it's not anyone else literally who has picked the questions or similar question in their sheet or all. They're really common questions. It's just about you now, if you want to work on that or not. If you actually want to succeed, if you actually want to get better at coding, DSA and all, you should be following this. So as simple as that. Okay. Okay, guys, any question last minute, anything that you guys want to discuss with me before we end the call? Okay, this is a good question again. So I'm not able to solve the same question if even the one I've solved earlier because of lack of revision. So see, there are three reasons I can think of. In fact, like possibilities. These are the list. You can say not reasons or possibilities. These are the cases, use cases or edge cases or whatever you want to call it. First case is you solved earlier by yourself and now not able to solve it. For that, it's mostly about not hitting on on that particular day. You are not having a good day, or you are in some different state of mind and all. In that case, just leave that question and do it again the next morning, or do it after a while when you're fresh. Simple. 99% of the time you will be able to solve it. No matter what, you will be able to solve it. I have done this. Do that. Secondly, you earlier saw the question and you're still not able to do it. So for that, what I will suggest is, first of all, try to learn the basics of that question. Try to learn the theoretical part of that question. That is important. Okay. uh, how can you do that? See कि उसमें कौन सा डेटा स्ट्रक्चर लग रहा है, उसमें कौन सा एल्गोरिदम लग रहा है. First, research on that properly. By research, I mean go deeper into that. To do two, three more questions on that same approach. And three, put all those three questions in a to-do list or revisit list. This is what you need to do. Now, second approach. You did not solve. हो गया ना? You did not. You solved it earlier. Now you're not. You were able to solve it. Good. You were not able to solve it earlier. Now you are able to solve it. In this case, also try to do it. Add it in the revisit list. Like maintain a revisit list of at least 3 times a week, a month, and 3 months. This is what I always say, and try to do that. So these are the basically these are the approach that you can use. It can be a revision strategy as such, or it can be you can call it anything. So this is what I will suggest to you. Any other question, guys? Okay, in that case, what we will do is we'll just put a pause here, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching again, and do subscribe to the channel if you have not done it. If you are watching it the first time, also subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends so that they also know about it, and we can grow together, we can learn together, we can be better together, and that's what the motto of this entire community is. And thank you so much again. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.